Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. And I know it's been a minute, and I do apologize for that, but life has been lifing, but thank you so much for sticking with me, and I'm going to get more content up on a regular basis now. So, it's been a couple of weeks here and I needed to focus my thoughts, but I saw Michael twice. I saw Michael. And what did I think of it? I loved it. I loved it. Critics be damned. Uh, critics are different nowadays, I think, than when I used to watch Siskel and Ebert. I think a lot of critics in this social media world are, you know, they want clicks, is what they want. And first off, it goes up to 1988. So the allegations and all that stuff you're not going to see. And they did film stuff about the allegations from Michael's perspective. So there is going to be a sequel. And if you want to see the salacious stuff, stick around for part 2. But this was about the rise of a superstar, about Michael. Some people said that it didn't really go into details. They didn't learn anything new. Well, I learned a lot of stuff new about Michael in it. I learned more about his skin disease. Since then, I've seen actual photos of him with the actual skin disease that have come to light that are not AI, by the way, because you got to be careful. There's a lot of crap out there that's AI slop, and the less we have of that, the better. And there's a lot of stuff in there about how Joe ran the kids and Michael amok. How did Michael want to hang out with children and become compassionate towards children? I think it's all right there. And yes, it's a greatest hits film. You could say it's a jukebox movie. But so what? Jafar Jackson, he captured Michael. He captured him very well. Now, there is a lot of stuff they left out, and there's a lot of stuff that was cut out. I hope they allow Antoine Fuqua to do a director's cut. But first off, concerning the allegations, for legal reasons, they couldn't go into things because of things with the first victim, so-called. I'm not going to say so-called. Um, and there was a whole sequence with Diana Ross. And there was even scene shot with Diana Ross, with the actress playing Diana Ross. In fact, there's stills of them filming The Wiz, which it's because he filmed The Wiz that hooked him up with Quincy Jones, which would explain the whole off the wall period. That is missing. There's a guy on YouTube and Instagram, I can't think of his name off the bat, who's going through all of the stuff that we missed in the Michael movie. Diana Ross, legally stopped them from using her name and likeness. So all of the stuff concerning Diana Ross was cut out of the movie. As we all know, MJ was in love with Diana Ross. And you could see how a lot of that happened. But for what the movie is, it was just a good celebration. And that's the way I thought of it. When I'm in, and it's a theatrical experience. When I saw the movie in a theater surrounded by MJ fans, and I've been a fan ever since I was little. And I remember when I saw Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, the video for that, I saw it on the television version of Casey Kasem's America's Top 10. And that's the first time I saw the video. And I thought it was kind of cool where all 3 MJs came out and danced with each other. So I thought that was cool. I remember when Rock With You came out, and I knew that was a jam. I remember seeing the long form video, the short film of the Jacksons' Can You Feel It? I wish they included something about that in the movie, because that was like one of the first. And I still think that video is a masterpiece. If you ever see the short film of Can You Feel It, called, the Victory. No, the Triumph, excuse me, because the album is called Triumph, excuse me. So I thought it was a great celebration, and I also saw, I learned about Michael's struggles wanting to have his own identity and wanting to branch out on his own, and the things he did in order to do that, like the Victory Tour stuff. There's a lot more that was happening behind the scenes on the Victory Tour. They didn't go into details about the making of the album. If there's a flaw in the film for me, I would have liked there to have been a lot more interaction with, the brothers. You don't learn too much about Jermaine and him leaving the group, and how and how Randy had to come in, um, to take his place. You don't learn all about that stuff. I mean, it's Michael's story, but I wish we heard about the brothers and his relationship with his other brothers. Again, I really hope Antoine Fuqua gets a director's cut. I know he got frustrated and left post-production for a while, but came back to promote the film. In fact, there's a joke that whenever the family or representatives from the family showed up to the set, he was directing from a trailer so he wouldn't have to deal with them. But again, being in a room with MJ fans, we all stayed to the end credits to hear "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" until it ended, and we all applauded. You know, so in that regard, it's a wonderful celebration of MJ and his artistry, and I mean, he's a performer that we're never gonna see the likes of again. Whatever you believe about that other stuff, whatever you believe about that, the fact is we're never going to see a performer like him ever again. And the movie celebrates that. And there's stuff in there that I would have liked. There's stuff in there that's not quite accurate, but it's there to serve the story. It's not like Bohemian Rhapsody, which is an entire work of fiction. Um, and I could delve into that. So that's why, when the Beatles movies come out, that will be interesting, because I think a lot of us Beatlemaniacs kind of know that story. So with the MJ story, there is a lot in there that is was done for dramatic purposes, but it is true. Walter Yentikoff did call up MTV and say, if you don't play Thriller, I'm pulling all my artists. So you're not going to get The Clash, who was big in rotation there. You're not going to get Cyndi Lauper. You're not going to get Men at Work. He threatened to pull all of the artists that were in heavy rotation on MTV. And because of that, they played Billie Jean. And he broke the racial barrier on MTV. Some people say it was Prince because they started to play Little Red Corvette. I really do think it was MJ, though, and Billie Jean that broke that barrier on MTV. But if you've seen the Michael movie, let me know what you think. Keep the comments professional, and I will talk with you soon. Peace.